Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio, and I am back today to finish up Junk Journal January, which is hosted by Meg at Meg Journals. And like I said, this is January 31st. We made it, guys. Last one. And today's prompt is letter. So, I'm going to do kind of two different versions of letter, but mainly, I'm going to focus on like a mailing letter. My hubby is a retired letter carrier, so it would be very unfitting if I did not kind of pay homage to that. And then I've also am going to focus on like a alphabet letter, just to bring in a little bit of different version of interpretation of the prompt. And because the last pages of my journal, I have a double spread, so I need to cover both of these pages, and I wanted it to be cohesive, but vary it just a little bit so that we have something different on each of the pages. And right now what I'm doing is just inking what I'm going to put down as the background paper. And this is a digital by Shabby Dabby Doodah, maybe? I think that's a leftover that I have. And then I have this vintage airmail letter, and I'm going to wrap it, the flap, around the back of it. And then I'm going to glue this down across both pages, and that will allow this to flip up, and I'll have a little pocket to store some stuff in it if I want to. It is going to hang out the top, and I am fine with that. If you don't like that, you could obviously just cut it off and reseal it at the top. But we all know that I like things that hang out the top and bottom and sides of my journal, so I don't have an issue with it. Now, I'm just going to put glue all over this, and we'll get it glued down, and then we can start building our collage on the outside. So I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm actually filming this on Monday. So here today, it's supposed to rain a little bit, I think. But it's not too terribly cold. It's in the 40s right now. So I don't think we'll have any kind of nasty weather, just rain. So that's good. Okay, so there is my background, and I apologize. I know this is hard to see where I've got. Let me see if I can unfold it a little bit more and get this big, huge stack out of the way. Maybe it'll be a little easier. Alright, so now we have our double page folded down, and like I said, you can flip it open and actually put something in that envelope. So what I want to do on this side is I want to build a collage on top of the envelope. And so for that, I have several little pieces here that I want to use. This is a little vintage mailman on a bicycle delivering mail. This is a leftover digital, and I want to say it's Tracy Fox's postal kit. I may be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's where this is from, as well as this one. And it's an old inside of a post office. And it is supposed to be a tag, so I'm going to poke a hole in the top there where the hole is. There we go. And then I have this little airmail, Royal Mail tag. And I actually cut this off a package where my husband ordered me something for Christmas that came Royal Mail, airmail. And then I have this envelope that I have made, or it's almost an envelope, I haven't glued it yet, that I made from a shorthand letter. And I just cut it, I made a really simple envelope. I just cut it down, folded the top up, and the flap down and rounded the corners just to make a really simple little envelope. So I'm going to glue my sides down now. Okay, so now we have a little small envelope. And then I have this little piece of kind of canvasy material that I stamped U.S. mail on. So my idea is to make this little guy a tuck on the front of here. So he is going to be glued down on two sides so that he becomes a tuck. And before I do that though, I want to put this on and use some grommets to hold it in place. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on it first. And this just kind of reminds me of an old mail bag. Do I want to use grommets or brads? I think I want to use grommets. Okay, so let's see if I can get the small hole to poke through here. Okay, switch my little crocodile around. And grab a couple of little grommets. Out of my tray. I think I'm going to do brass. That's gold. Or copper. Copper. What I'm grabbing. Not what I'm saying, but what I'm grabbing. Alright. So let's see if we can get these in here. Oh, that one I just barely caught the end of the fabric, but I think it'll be alright since it's for looks only. Okay, there's one. Oh, fiddly, fiddly. I love these little small ones, but they are so fiddly. Trying to get them in, especially with the fabric. There we go. All right. Now we can glue this down as a little tuck. Again, we're just going to do the bottom and up the side. And I'll have the pin out of my glue, so of course it's already clogged up. Okay, so there is the tuck that we're eventually gonna stick our envelope in and our little tag in. But I want to decorate this envelope a little bit. And I also want to add this little airmail tag down here as well, somewhere. Maybe right there. No. I don't want it too close to that one. But I want you to be able to see that it says Royal Mail on it as well. Let's put it right, kind of right. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to hold off on that a minute. I may end up putting it on this envelope, just so it'll have some decoration. I could put it as the flap. It is pretty steady. Let's do that. So I'm going to put glue just on the bottom part, and then put it so that the flap of the envelope will fit underneath it. Like that. And then when we put it in, we can put it this way, and hopefully some of that'll show. Yeah, I like that idea better. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? I want to put some stamps for sure. Probably in either a red or a blue. I don't know that I have an airmail stamp. I have one in green that has plain on it. Green's not going to work though. Let's see what I have in blue. I have a red one that says Overland Mail. I really like that. And it shows like Stagecoach Mail. But it's not going to fit. I definitely want to use this, but it's not going to fit in with the airmail envelope. So I'm going to set that right there. And then I'm just going to pick one that maybe just has a number like that. And then I'm going to use a rub-on to cancel it, because I have the Tim Holtz Postal rub-ons, and I have like this little rub-on right here. That I can put on here that looks like a cancellation mark. And these are Tim Holtz. I don't know if I said that or not. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Kind of burnish it down a little bit. Now let's put our little envelope in here and our tag, and let me see what else is going to show. I kind of feel like I want a label on here, and I do have some vintage ones. I'm trying to remember what I did with them. Oh, there. I know where they are. They're right here. The hubby got me these as well. I keep this clip on them because they're really rolled. Because they're vintage one, and you know, they're the kind you wet on the back, and I'm sure at some point they have gotten damp. So I keep that clip on there, binder clip, to try to keep these edges unrolled. Doesn't really work, but they are flatter than what they started out being, so I can't complain too much. Eventually they might flatten out. I mean, after all, they didn't roll up overnight, so I'm sure I'm not going to flatten out overnight. Putting my pen back in my glue. Okay, so I'm going to use glue stick and put this down. I wouldn't dare try to wet the back and use the original gum part. Whoops, I tore out more than one, it looks like. It's okay, I'm sure that I will use that at some point. They flatten out really nicely. Once you put the glue stick on them and glue them down, I just want that little hint of blue sticking up, I think. Alright, so now let's bring back our little envelope. And I know a lot of this doesn't show unless you take it out, but I know it's there, and when I pull it out I can see. And then this will go there, and I'm thinking I want a plane right there, and there's a couple on here. So the only one I have that goes that way says airmail again. Let me see if I can get just the plain. This might be tricky. I don't know why I want that plain on there. I just think it will look cool. Okay. like that to have something dark right there. I've got a special delivery. Maybe we'll use that. I don't know where my real little rubbing stick is, but the back of this tweezer works really well, so it'll suffice. Oops, don't have that one. There we go. Okay, now let's put something on that picture. No, I won't do that one. Let's do a lot of these have to do with airmail, so I'm trying to find something that doesn't say airmail. Here's one that says letter. I can get it cut out. One thing about these little bitty ones, that you start cutting out the ones you use, and then you're stuck with all these little bitty ones that end up getting lost in the shuffle. Did I knock it off there? There it is. I started to say I thought it came off. Okay, so there is that side. So now over here on the other side, what I'm going to do is I just have a bunch of random things. I have this vintage letter here that is on like onion skin paper. It's on airmail. It's like airmail, what they used to use for airmail, which was really light, so they wouldn't bog down the planes. And then I have the inside of a security envelope. I have this little mailing label here that's on vellum. And I want to create just a stack of stuff. And I was going to use these stamps, but I think I'm going to use this one that I found in Tim Holtz's book because I think it's cooler. And then I have a clipboard die cut that I'm going to put right here at the top, like that. And then I also have this little label or tag that is from the postal kit. That I thought I might put on there. And then I have this big letter R that I'm going to put right here. And in my mind, I'm thinking registered mail. And I know it's not the same kind of R, but I wanted to get the letter, you know, the letter, alphabet letter aspect in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue all these together and then glue this clip at the top and then glue the whole page down, because since I have a tuck over here and this flips out and has a pocket, I don't need this side over here to do anything but look pretty. So I'm just going to glue each of the, I knew I left my pen out too long. I'm just going to glue each of these things down, if I can get my glue to work. And then I'm going to glue the clip. And all I did, guys, is just put, not alcohol inks, oxide inks on this clip. It was just cut out of white cardstock. And so I just used several colors. I think I used gathered twigs, some rusty hinge, some black soot. I dripped some water on it. You know, just kept on doing things like that until I got the look that I wanted. See if I can get this off and get it on the piece without wrinkling all up. I don't have any idea where this letter came from. I think I may have gotten it in a Happy Mail or something. I don't know. It's been in my stash forever, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to get rid of it. It is a little shinier than what I would normally use in a journal, but think for this, it'll be just fine. Now, I want to put something right there. Let's go back to the rub-ons. I do have another cancellation, but it says 2 cents, and that stamp's 4 cents, so that won't work. Kind of have a date. It's really small. I could do this side up and bring in another black element. And then I can use my cancellation stamp, maybe. To put over the stamp. You notice I rub those until that pops off. I think that's the easiest way to be assured that you're going to get it all off. It's probably not necessary, but it works for me. So that's what I do. Okay, this is just postage paid kind of deal. We'll just put it right there. Okay. Oops. And I think that's got it. I think we'll just glue this down. And I'm gonna go just around the edges so I don't get any. I don't know if this paper will warp or not, but I don't want it to, so we'll do just the edges in this case. All right, so there we go. So on this side, we have our nice little flip out. Journaling card could go in there, extra paper, whatever you wanted. We've got our nice little postal background that you could also write on if you wanted to. We have our tuck here with our tag and our little envelope. Again, little secret journaling spot if you wanted to put something in there. And then on this side, we just have our little kind of stacked up collage piece. And that does it. We are done. We have completed Junk Journal January. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I have enjoyed making my journal. It is quite thick and chunky, and that's what I like. But that's the advantage of doing a accordion journal, is that you can get by with that and make it really just as, I'm going to try to get this back together like it goes, make it as chunky as you would like. Alright, let's turn it over this way. So this is my front. So I'm going to flip it. And then flip it. Make sure I have all my pages back to the way they belong. Yep. It's a monster. It is a whopping, if I don't hold it together, like push on it, it's 3 inches thick. So yeah. And probably what I'll do is get a piece of sari silk or ribbon or something and tie around it so that I can, you know, set it on my shelf. Or I could, if I wanted to, display it kind of like this. Yeah, it's endless. You can flip it back and forth. And maybe I'll do a quick flip through of it in a separate video to kind of wrap up Junk Journal January. But yeah, so we're going to move on to the next project, which I haven't decided yet what that's going to be, but I hope you'll join me for that. And until then, everybody have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.